Waiheke Island's Oneroa beach,
I've never ever seen it like this before.
littered with plastic debris.
You're pretty horrified, as somebody that has seen this beach for the last 20 plus years, and to suddenly see this is pretty scary, really.
These pellets or nurdles are imported to New Zealand and melted down by industry to create anything from building products to plastic bags to toys. And there are hundreds of thousands of them on this beach alone. The plastic beads are the foundation material for all things plastic. Pollution, Greg Yeoman says, would have come from a plastics business in Auckland.
You literally get millions of these things coming off industrial sites.
He's developed a contraption to stop everything from these plastic beads to cigarette butts washing down drains.
So this is one of the traps.
The problem is, not all plastic companies bother using them.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating, and we started trying to stop this sort of thing almost 30 years ago.
There are 435 plastics manufacturers in New Zealand. Businesses can sign up to voluntary rules which involve the use of drain filters and being audited. Rachel Barker, who represents the industry, says it's disappointing some have chosen not to.
It's a global issue that we've got at the moment that the plastics industry is working to change. But it requires everybody playing their part along the whole value chain. So everyone from shipping.
So is everyone playing their part, in your opinion?
Not yet, no. And unfortunately, until we have regulation that actually forces it, we probably won't see every party along the value chain playing their part.
So who isn't getting involved?
Of those companies that we represent directly, our members, we think that there's about half of the manufacturers are currently certified.
Only half?
Clean sweep, yes. It's concerning for all of us.
Concerning for locals and visitors alike. This, of course, is not just a Waiheke Island problem. These tiny plastic beads can be found on beaches around New Zealand. Thousands have also recently washed up on Motuihi Island in the Hauraki Gulf. Given the beads could be used to make multiple products, it's deemed too hard to trace the pellets to a specific operator.
I don't think it's a malicious kind of leakage to the environment. It's more a careless, not having the right procedures, equipment in place.
If only half of the plastic manufacturers in New Zealand are signed up to having systems in place to prevent spillage, doesn't that in turn mean that half of them probably just don't care?
I'd hope not, but unfortunately human nature being what it is, there will be an element of that.
And what do you think of that?
I think it sucks, quite frankly. From where we sit, it's just, there is no excuse.
Why don't you name and shame those who aren't certified?
That's not our typical approach. We try and encourage companies to do the right thing, to work with them.
The tiny beads consumed by birds and fish blend into the beach and are difficult to see. It's almost impossible to know precisely how many of these tiny plastic beads have washed up on Oneroa Beach, but I've got a small sample here. Let's fill it up with water and have a look. The nurdles float to the top, creating a toxic plastic soup. There are dozens of pellets amongst the wood and seaweed. So a quarter of a cereal bowl filled with sand, and I counted 176 individual plastic beads within it. Auckland Council can issue fines for such pollution, although a spokesman told the Herald no one has been penalised in the past 2 years. As for the plastic on Oneroa and other beaches, it says nurdles are very difficult to clean up and to trace. In summary, it's likely nothing will be done about this. Is enough being done in New Zealand to regulate this industry, to prevent this sort of stuff coming into our environments?
Well, I'd have to say no looking at this.
Do we need government legislation to force some of these plastic manufacturers to do the right thing?
Yes, yeah, it's something that we would actually support as regulation in this area, because it would then actually force the companies to get on board